felt like we both understood, it was really all good.
And you said after the race you never hit.
I barely touched his door.
Yeah. So I guess with Bubba's situation and knowing NASCAR's probably going to take action against him, were you worried that they were going to take action against you, or did you feel like they would see you barely touch it?
I honestly didn't really think about it because we barely rubbed doors. At the very best, that was all the contact that we made. So I haven't studied Bubba's situation in great detail, but I personally view it from what I have seen, quite a bit differently, in my opinion.
His versus what he did versus what you did, or do you view I guess my question was, do you view whether he should have been fined or not?
I don't really think he should have been fined. I understand. I get it, but man, you're getting in the weeds with some of that stuff, and nobody was hurt. It was unfortunate, I guess, just the circumstances and Alex having won the race and things of that nature. But I didn't see it to be a huge deal.
Talks about going to Indianapolis next week on the big track for the first time in 4 years.
I'm looking forward to going up there. It's been a while since we've done it. And it wasn't historically a great track for me, in the times that we did run. So I'm looking forward to getting back and trying to find a little more pace and some more comfort there.
What type of race do you anticipate? And I know it's the first race with this car on that racetrack, but what is the data that you've seen so far been telling you without giving secrets away?
Just qualify good and have good strategy, and if you don't qualify good and whatnot, just try to pick up a couple spots every restart, hopefully, and move forward that way. So I feel like once we get singled out, it's going to be really difficult to make a lot of ground. So having good strategy and things of that nature is going to be crucial.
How much do you think the same principles apply from here to Indy next week?
I think turn 3 is pretty similar. The bumps in 2 here, I think, kind of make it a little bit of a different animal. Maybe in years past it might be more of the same. But with those bumps, Indy's super smooth, so I feel like that kind of throws a wrench in comparing that. But I do think turn 3 has some similarities.
Hendrick's history at Indy is what it is. Indy's history is what it is, and your dad has his own history. How special is that place to you personally? Excuse me. How much does it mean for you to have a good run there?
Yeah, it's really important to me. If there was ever one racetrack on the schedule that I would want to go and win at, that one has probably a more special place than really anywhere else to me, just because it was one of the very few that I was around and old enough for to see and be a part of my dad's wins, which is really cool. Honestly, Pocono and Indy, and Rockingham, which we don't go there anymore. So here in Indy have always been two places that I would really cherish a win, probably a little more than some others, just for that reason. I always thought that'd be really cool, so maybe one day.
What do you remember about it?
As far as this week, next week, how much do you feel like can be taken from this week to Indy?
Oh yeah, I think going back to the oval at Indy, long straightaways, kind of quick corners, similar to turn 2 here. Obviously, turn 2 is super rough, and you don't have that at Indy, super smooth at Indy. I haven't seen a whole lot of data or info from that Indy test. I know the Chevy program was kind of cut short there, with a crash, so I'm not sure how much good data was out of that. We don't get much of that data anyway, so we kind of fly blind into a lot of these races. But I think definitely a thing or two can be learned and carried over. So we'll focus on today. Obviously we got practice. It wasn't looking like we were going to get practice there for a while, with the weather situation. So we'll get some practice, some notes, and make some changes, and hopefully be close. And I think your setup for here will be very similar to Indy.
How much of the data are you getting from like the test?
None.
None at all.
No, we get kind of like a one pager, I think, of some very 1,000-foot view of here's what happened, here's a couple of the things, but it's tough as a non-manufacturer team. I harp on my guys about trying to bring faster race cars to the racetrack, but they're doing it with their hands tied a little bit, and so I got to realize that from a driver standpoint that I can't expect major changes quickly. I think we're slowly getting better for sure, and we're doing all the right things. It just takes time when you don't have all the info that some of the other teams have, and so kind of backing down those expectations of flipping the switch overnight for us, and just slowly building. I think we had speed all last year up until the break, and then we kind of struggled after the break, and then that's kind of carried over to this year as far as speed goes. Now I think our strategies and the way we're playing, I think we're doing a better job this year than we did last year, and so if we can continue to do that, continue to make our cars drive better and faster, then we'll be able to show up and compete more. We've got 3 out of the last 4 races we've gotten some really good finishes. I feel like we've had one really good race car at Iowa. We were really good at Chicago as well, which I think was kind of maybe a little bit unexpected. We were really good in the rain, and Loudon, when we put the rain tires on, we were good too. So might have something to do with the rain tires. But all in all, I think we're trending in the right direction. Just working really hard at it.
Thank you.
Ricky, with Bubba's fine at Chicago, do you think the premeditation could have played a factor into NASCAR's decision, similar to your fine at North Wilkesboro?
I can't pretend to even know what they're thinking. So, I think we wake up on Tuesday, see what it is, and just roll with it.
Okay. And then, obviously, you guys have had a bunch of great runs, the last several weeks, and also, how relieving is it to get I believe a 6th place at Chicago, just considering, being in the barriers with them at the very beginning.
Yeah, so, obviously we didn't qualify well, started at the back, but we drove up to 15th, 14th there that first run. I felt really competitive and really good. When the rain came, I wasn't sure what to expect, and then, we were right behind the 48 there when Denny, missed the braking zone and crashed us. And then that kind of changed our whole strategy, and, I didn't think the track was dry enough for dry tires. I think it was too wet, and our team made the decision to stay on wets, and that ultimately is what got us that good finish. So to go from kind of last twice back to finish 6th, huge day for us.
All right, thank you.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.